What's up, everybody? This is Unstoppable Bunny, and today we will be going over wallet security. All right, first things first, what is a wallet? So essentially, Web3 wallets are digital wallets, right? So they have the ability to store digital assets. These include everything from fungible to non fungible tokens, which are also known as NFTs, right? So you can store your crypto there, NFTs there, anything to do with your Web3, right? So your wallet is kind of your identity in the Web3 space, if you do have a non-custodial wallet, that is. All right, now, speaking about wallets, you just might have heard me mention custodial and non-custodial, and this is something that I really want to talk to you guys about, because it's important. It's extremely important to understand the difference between a custodial wallet and a non-custodial wallet, right? Now, recently we've seen all of the things are happening in the space. I'm not naming any companies or projects, but you can see what happens when you don't have custody of your own wallet, right? So let's go a little bit deeper into custodial wallets, right? So, what is a custodial wallet? A custodian is a company that holds other institutions' financial assets. Now, I need you to read that again. A custodian is a company that holds other institutions' financial assets, right? So that means that you do not own your financial assets, but another company or a third party owns it for you. So you own a number on the screen, right? If we go back to Web 2, you could think about a bank. A bank is a custodial. You don't own anything besides a number on the screen. It's their money. They can do with it whatever they want, right? So the wallets that we were gonna be going over, and the wallets that I strongly recommend you to get, are non-custodial wallets. So a non-custodial means that there's no custodian. The user is the only person who has access to the funds. Now, this is extremely important. Now, we've seen companies crumble because they don't have the money and they take all the users' money to pay off their own debt, or they take that money to trade and do whatnot, like all of the dodgy things that they do behind the scenes to get these exchanges running, right? So when you think about a custodial wallet, right, a custodian is a company that holds other institutions' financial assets. I want you to think about exchanges. I'm not going to name any exchanges, but just think, I'm sure you can name like three out of the top of your mind, right? So these exchanges, they own your assets. You own a number on the screen. If they get liquidated, like we've seen recently, every person that had or has money on these exchanges will also be liquidated. So they'll lose their funds, right? So this is important to understand. So I'll tell you this in the beginning of the class. Never, ever, ever, and I don't care what APY they're giving you, I don't care what promises they're giving you, I don't care what they're saying, never, ever leave money on any exchanges for whatever reasons. Now, if your country doesn't have wallets or whatever, like I don't know what it might be, find alternatives. Download a VPN, do something, but never, ever, ever leave money on an exchange because you simply do not own the assets. Okay, it's extremely important to understand. So non-custodial, yet again, non-custodial means that there's no custodian. The user is the only person who has access to the funds. So that's the wallet that you want to get. Now we'll go into that a little bit in the next slide. But I need you to understand that when you have a non-custodial wallet, you're in full control over your assets because you own the private keys. Okay? So really go research this, right? If you want to learn more, if you want to be safe, if you want to make sure that you'll never lose money again in these exchanges, or you want to make sure you never put your money in exchanges, you want to know the difference between custodial and non-custodial. For many people, for thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, if they knew the difference between this, what I'm explaining today to you, they'd save thousands, tens of thousands, millions, even billions of dollars. It's a lack of education that gets people to lose money. That's the only way to lose money, is by lack of education. Whether it's in the markets, whether it's in security, lack of education causes you to lose money. So please, please, please get educated and understand the difference between custodial and non-custodial wallets. All right. So different type of wallets. We just talked a little bit about, custodial and non-custodial wallets. So different type of wallets that you can get: hot wallets and cold wallets. So hot wallets could be desktop wallets, web wallets, mobile wallets. And cold wallets are hardware wallets, paper wallets. Well, that's a little bit predated, but a cold storage, a cold hardware wallet is the recommended type. So a hot wallet is good when you're, for example, want to mint something, or you want to list something, want to buy something, or you want to verify identity, you want to join a raffle, sign up to pre-mint, whatever it is. A hot wallet comes in handy for these things. You can use it for decentralized exchanges. You can use the swap, send, receive crypto. But essentially, everything has to go back into your cold wallet. But we'll get to that in a few slides. All right. So we'll be talking a little bit about hot wallets and cold wallets and different options that there are. So for hot wallets, the ones that it's pretty mainstream is MetaMask. Desktop wallets, you got the Exodus wallet, and you also got the Phantom wallet, which is pretty similar to like a browser wallet, pretty much. So cold wallets, you got Ledger, you got Trezor. These are two hardware wallets. Please look into them and then choose the one that works the best for you. Of course, I'm a big fan of MetaMask myself. That's the wallet that I use. It's extremely easy to use. Yet again, just have to mention, never ever leave assets in your hot wallets, right? Just use your hot wallets to quickly transfer, and all roads lead to Rome. All transactions have to end up, or all assets have to end up in your ledger or in your cold wallet. So make sure you really understand that whatever you do, at the end, everything has to go back, or has to have the destination of your cold wallet, to make sure everything stays safe, right? Cool. So a little bit before, you heard me mention mobile wallets. Now, why is there a big red line crossing through mobile wallets? Now, we'll go a little bit over the pros and cons of mobile wallets. Let's start with the pros. So the pros of a mobile wallet is, well, it's easy to use, and that's pretty much anything and everything about a mobile wallet. That's the only pro a mobile wallet has. Now, I'm sure there's 1,000 people here that'd be like, "Hey, but this, I don't really care. I don't want to hear it." The more educated you get, the more professional you get in Web3. You'll hear this more from the pros. Mobile wallets are easy to use, but they are definitely not recommended. So let's go and take a look about the cons of mobile wallets, right? And I'm sure, like, a lot of people at home watching this have a lot of excuses why they're still using mobile wallets. I'm here to tell you that if you ever encounter one of these following cons, you'll might lose all your assets permanently, and that's something that we're trying to prevent by doing this video, right? So a few cons are SIM swaps, right? Losing your phone being stolen, Wi-Fi hacks, hotspot hacks, email hacks, apps with access to device, all passwords are saved, and malware. Let's go a little bit deeper into SIM swaps. So SIM swapping is a real thing, right? So there's people with devices that walk past you, and they pretty much copy your SIM card, and then they pretty much have access to everything in your phone. So they'll be able to go to your mobile wallets and transfer everything out, right? What do you do if you lose your phone? You got your seed phrase, but what if someone finds your phone and cracks through, and now they have all your assets? It's a thing. It really happens, right? People get targeted. You go and tell a couple friends about it. Those friends might have friends. Someone might hear it. You go drinking one night, and one of these people that or maybe your friend knows, goes into your pocket and steals your phone, and the next day, boom, everything's gone. This stuff happens, right? Targeted attacks, right? So phone being stolen, we just mentioned that. Wi-Fi hacks. You might go to your friend's house, and this is something that actually happened to someone that I know. He went and visited his cousin, and connected to the internet. Everything was safe, everything was good. But one of the neighbors was connected to their internet too. He went and connected to that same Wi-Fi, and the neighbor, whoever that was able to hack into his device and steal all his crypto. He lost thousands of dollars. Hotspot hacks. This is a story as well. This happens a lot. This person went to an airport, a person that I heard this story from personally, and this person connected to the hotspot of the airport and lost all their NFTs quickly after. So there's people sitting in airports waiting for people to connect to the hotspots, and as soon as they do, they'll be able to piggyback onto their device. Still can look at everything that's going on. They'll see a crypto wallet and they're like, yes, jackpot, let's take everything out. Email hacks, there's a lot of hacks going on. Your email gets hacked. What are you going to do then? A lot of things are saved in our emails, personal data. So you want to make sure to really understand how dangerous that is, right? Apps with access to the device. There's a lot of apps that you need to give access to your device. What if one of them is, one of them has malware, one of them is malicious? This happens. I've seen it happen. I've heard stories of this happening. It is absolutely dangerous, to download apps that give access to your device, and they'll end up stealing your crypto in the background, right? Another con is all passwords are saved on your phone, so it's easier for someone or whoever finds your phone, to crack it open and boom, everything is there. Your Gmail, your Facebook, your Instagram, and you most likely use the same password for everything. And of course, malware. There's way more cons, but I think this is the most important ones that you need to know. All right. Seed phrases. Now, this is extremely important, right? What is a seed phrase? So, a seed phrase, aka a seed recovery phrase, backup phrase, or mnemonic phrase, refers to a randomly generated list of 12 to 24 words. So, your seed phrase is essentially your crypto wallet recovery password if you ever lose access to the device where it's initially stored on. So if you ever lose, your laptop, or for whoever still uses their phone, which I'm telling you, go right now and learn how to uninstall the app and transfer everything. um Start using different wallets, not phone. It's definitely not recommended. Okay, so a seed phrase is literally your backup phrase. So if you ever lose your device, if you ever lose access, your seed phrase, your 12 to 24 words, putting that back into the wallet, it literally backs your wallet up. It literally, puts your wallet back. So it's extremely important to understand that whoever has your seed phrase, where, like, I'm telling you this, don't ever store them digitally. Whoever has access to these 12 to 24 words can literally access your crypto from anywhere in the world. All right. So we now know what a seed phrase is, pretty much a backup phrase, just to put it really, really easily. Right. So a seed phrase acts as your crypto wallet master key. A seed phrase can help you regain access to your crypto wallet and everything inside of it. Now, this also means that anyone that has your seed phrase can access your funds. This is extremely important to understand. All right. Now, this is something important: passwords. Now, password strength is extremely important, right? Everyone, like a lot of people have, 5, 6, 7, 8 digit password. Um, I'm gonna tell you that that's not good. That's not good enough. That's easily hackable. There's algorithms going through, every day, and they're trying to, guess passwords. So start by creating a password that is anywhere between 15 to 20 letters, numbers, special characters long. The more diversity your password has and the longer it is, the harder it is to crack. Now, avoid using things from your personal life, like your birthday, pet names, names of your children, or any other personal information that hackers can easily find on your social media. So, originality is another thing. It's extremely important to have original passwords. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this, and this might be like a shock, or a lot of people are like, wow, how am I going to do this? How am I going to remember all of this? Okay, make sure that you never ever use the same password twice. But you're like, Bunny, what am I going to do? I have so many different apps that I'm using. I have so many different, things that I use, accounts that I use. Like, how am I gonna remember 20 to 30 different passwords? Well, I'm here telling you, learn. It's easy once you learn how to really, increase the skill of your memory, right? So make sure you never use the same password twice. Create a new password for every new account you create, whether it's for your MetaMask, your bank account, or any other platform. And always write them down. You do not want to have any digital trace. Now, hear me out again. You do not want any digital trace of any passwords or seed phrases. So you always need to write them down. Okay, extremely important. You can't screenshot them. As soon as you screenshot your seed phrase, it's you have to make a new wallet with a new seed phrase. It's already compromised. As soon as you send your password to yourself on Facebook, it's now compromised. I need you to understand how important this is. If you ever put anything digitally, even if you deleted it after, it's now compromised. I'll advise you to transfer any assets on that wallet to another new wallet that has a new seed phrase. Okay. The art of writing. Now, this is extremely important. This is what I was just talking about, is writing things down. No, it's a real art to write things down, right? So, what if you write things down digitally? Digital, if you write anything down digital, it's easy to hack. There's a digital trace. Malware could be or could have been installed by you or by someone else. And everything that you put in your laptop, it will be sent back to these, scammers or hackers. Email hacks, right? Now, the physical way of writing down, that's more secure. You got things like a stone book. A stone book is a little notepad which is made from ground up rocks, ground up stones. It's tear resistant and waterproof. It's really good to use. Very, very safe and secure. It lasts. It's very durable. You got fire and waterproof. So it's extremely important to understand that. You can put it in a safety deposit box, divide your seed phrases, you can put it in a vault. um, these are all like ways that you can protect your physical written down passwords and seed phrases, right? Make sure you never store them digitally. It's very, very dangerous. Now, this is something very important. A lot of people have one wallet. I need you to hear me out. A lot of people have one wallet. They mint with that wallet. They send crypto. They send NFTs. They buy NFTs. They join pre-mints. They do whatever they want with that one wallet. And then one day they click on a wrong thing, and boom, all their assets are gone. And they're like, wow, what happened? Why did this? Why did this? Oh, I hate the Web3 space. What's happening? Oh, the whole world, everyone owes me. Blah 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 blah. This project needs to give me money. I got scammed. No, we got to take responsibility in Web3, right? Having multiple wallets really pays off. So have one wallet for your minting. Call it the minting wallet. Don't do anything else with that. Just mint. Just mint. That's the only purpose of that wallet. Now, I'm not talking about a different account. I'm talking about a new wallet that has a new seed phrase, right? And if you go on the little icon on Google Chrome, on the little icon, the human icon, you can actually you can add accounts. And every added account, and you don't even need to sign in with email. Every added account, you can download a new MetaMask wallet. So you can literally have 5 MetaMasks open at the same time. Like, it's super easy. It's super and it's super smart. Then have an everyday use wallet, that you use for your everyday things. Have a wallet for listing and buying. Have a wallet that you just use for pre-mint, and have a wallet that you use for storage. I recommend Ledger. So never store any assets in hot wallets, especially not in wallets that you use for minting, everyday use, listing, buying, pre-mint, etc. Now, the reason for this is, if you do go and click on a minting wallet from a fake minting site, and you accidentally give approval to them to take your crypto or NFTs, you won't lose anything except for whatever you put in that wallet to mint. Now, if you have your everyday wallet, right, and something happens, you click on something, You won't lose anything because you don't have anything in there, because that's what you use to just, log in, sign off, look around. Listing and buying, sometimes we get NFTs airdropped to us, which are fake. So we accept an offer. You won't lose anything because there's nothing in that wallet. Do you understand? This is very important to understand, right? So understand that you need different wallets. I recommend 4 to 5 different wallets. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time memorizing, the passwords and what's not. Write them down. Easy. 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Some people 6 months, some people 2 years. You'll remember them. But it's extremely important because if you connect with your ledger and you click something malicious, all your assets will be taken from you. So it's very important to understand, okay? Having multiple wallets really pays off. Now, cold wallet. This is probably the most important thing you need to get to keep your assets out of the hands of the bad guys. Now, although there are many hardwares available on the market, hardware wallets, it is of the utmost importance that you will get a well-known and a thoroughly vetted brand from the official website. Now, hear me out again. It's important to get them from the official website. I don't care if Amazon has a deal. I don't care if your local hardware store is having 50% off. I don't care if someone messaged you and said, "Hey, I've got a ledger for $5." I need you to understand that, look, what happened on March 22nd, 2021. This is a message from Ledger. So one of our users got recently scammed on Amazon. The user bought a Ledger Nano S, which had already been initialized by a malicious seller. So the malicious seller sent a Nano already initialized to the user with a recovery sheet filled with the 24 words. When a user receives its Ledger, whether it's Nano S or Nano X, they must always initialize it first by following this process. Now, this process was already done by the seller. So I don't care if they're verified or official, I don't care. You only get it from the official website. This person lost everything they put in that wallet. And sometimes these scammers might just look because they have access as well to the same wallet. So they'll look, maybe they'll wait 1 or 2 years. You think everything is safe, everything is good. 2 years later, after you put in 10, 20, 30, 100K, 200K, you're like, boom, everything's gone. Why? Because you had a malicious ledger or hardware wallet. So it's very important to only purchase things from their official websites. This is extremely important to understand. Now, a lot of the times, and I'm talking about a lot of the times, people feel entitled to Web3 projects giving them compensations for their own mistakes and errors. This is very important. Web3 projects are not responsible for you being uneducated in how to keep your assets safe. Now, a lot of people might get offended by this, but you are only as safe as the amount of education you have in Web3 security. And if you don't like that, this space is not for you. And it hurts to tell people sometimes. But you got to understand, coming into Web3, you got to take responsibility. So in Web2 and in real life, there's little to no responsibilities. Like the banks or the companies will take care of all your problems. Like you'll get something shipped and it's broken, so you'll email the company and they'll refund you, they'll send you another one, no questions asked. You know, you accidentally leave your bank card laying around at a bar and someone uses it for $1,000, and you go to the bank and you'll explain what happened. They're like, oh, no worries, we'll give you everything back, it's fine, it happens. Someone in another country hacks your bank account and takes money out of your bank account, like, oh no, you know what, it's fine, we'll give you your money back. It's because they are the custodians of your money. You don't own the money, they own it for you. Understand this. In Web2 and in real life, there's little to no responsibilities when it comes to this stuff, right? The banks or the companies will take care of the problems. You get full or partial refunds and companies will replace products, etc. Now, in Web3, I need you to understand, with great power comes great responsibility. In Web3, we are in full control over our own assets. So only you can be helped be held accountable for errors or mistakes made by yourself. So the more educated you are on Web3 security, the safer your assets are going to be, because you're less likely to fall for scams. You're less likely to have all of your assets in one wallet when you're minting something. You're less likely to fall prone to email hacks or scams or whatever, because your assets are now safe, because you don't use the same wallet for everything. You have one wallet for minting. You have one wallet for, listing and buying. And yes, you have to pay a little bit more gas fees to send NFTs to those wallets that you list with, but you'll end up being more safe, right? What if a marketplace goes down? We don't know what's going to happen, right? You got to understand how important it is to only have the assets that you're dealing and transacting with in that wallet and nothing else. Okay? What if you go and trade and you accidentally give approval to all, and, instead of losing that one asset that you're trading with, you lose everything? Like, just think about the things that can happen and think about how you can stay safe by understanding more about Web3 security. So, yet again, if you do ever get scammed, if you do ever get, hacked, understand that with great power comes great responsibility, meaning you're in full control over your own assets. So only you can help, be held accountable for your mistakes, right? And Web2 is easy. Blame someone else, blame the bank, blame this. But here, the only person we can point a finger to is ourselves. So I urge you to go and study as much as you can. Yes, it can be boring sometimes. But is that really, is studying Web3 more boring than losing $100,000? Is it? Is it more fun to lose 20,000, 30,000, $40,000 than to study? I'll let you to decide that, right? I think it's way more fun to study this than to lose $20,000, $30,000. All right. Now, this is important to understand. When you do, send NFTs, or you're minting something or whatever you do, it's important to understand these things. And I urge you to go and research this. We're just going to go over this really briefly so you have a little bit of a understanding. So when you're sending ETH, all it should say here is sending ETH. It should not say mint now. It should not say approval for all. It should not say transfer from. This is sending ETH. Okay. When you're sending NFTs, so this is with any crypto, by the way, it says sending. When you're sending NFTs, because you're transferring, if you're transferring it from OpenSea, it will say transfer from, right? Because you're transferring an NFT from one wallet to another. If you set approval for all, it means you're setting approval for everything, either everything in your wallet or everything in that category. So it's very important to understand, if you go to a mint and you mint and it's asking you this, set approval for all, or sending ETH, or transfer from, watch out. Because when it's minting, this should say minting, interacting with contract. And understand, minting says minting. When you're interacting with a contract, it says interacting with a contract. When you're transferring, it says, when you're sending NFTs, it's transferring. When you're sending, it's sending. Now, when you are trying to send a lot of NFTs at the same time on OpenSea, it will ask you to set approval for all. Or if you're listing an NFT, it will ask you to set approval for all. This is how you give OpenSea the approval to lists, or send all of those NFTs. But be very careful with who you give approval for. Always read the website and know that you're on the official website, because setting this on a fake OpenSea, you'll still lose your asset. So very, very important to understand all of these. Go and do some research on this, and it's extremely important to understand, right? Now, you might be doing something minting, or you're on Twitter and you click the link. You're like, oh no, help, like what am I going to do? I minted from a malicious contract. I signed a malicious message in my wallet. I connected my wallet to a malicious site. What am I supposed to do? Now, it's very obvious, but a lot of people don't do this, and it's, don't panic. Stay calm. One of the worst things you can do is panic, because even though it's a natural and normal response after something like this, it's extremely important to stay calm, right? So take a few deep breaths and get your focus on. This could be the time you either lose it all or save it all. So assess the situation. Think about what you might have clicked or signed and try to immediately follow the next steps. And before we go into these next steps, I want you to understand there's stories, even a close friend of mine that has lost all his asset, but not immediately. Because sometimes these smart contracts, they give approval to another wallet, but these scammers might be asleep, or there might not be ETH in the wallet. So these scammers need to go and manually transfer ETH to the wallet. So they'll have to go and check like who approved. They'll go and check their own their own transactions and see who gave approval. Sometimes it takes hours. One of my friends got scammed. He clicked on a website and they didn't take anything out of his wallet for 6 hours. Now, fun thing is, he actually called me and told me someone wanted to trade with him, and I told him like, hey, ask them these questions and tell them that you'll make a private listing for them, and if they say no, they're a scammer, stay away. He did all of that and said, yeah, they look like a scammer. What he didn't tell me, which could have saved him tens of thousands of dollars, we were on the phone, right? What he didn't tell me is that he already went to that website and connected his wallet. Now, he thought he was signing in. Little did he know he was giving approval to the scammers, right? It took 6 hours for these scammers to steal the asset, and then another 6 hours to steal the rest of the assets, meaning they either didn't have enough ETH or they were busy with something else. So if he did tell me, he could have saved all his assets, because I would have told him exactly the next steps that I'm going to show you. So it's extremely important to stay calm and immediately, as soon as you figure out, or as soon as your your mind clicks like, oh, what did I do? It's important to stay calm, because this can literally be the difference between saving it all or losing it all. So first, in your wallet, in this case MetaMask, you want to go to the three dots, right? And you want to click on connected sites, and you want to go and click disconnect. Now, this only logs you out from the website. Right? It only logs you out. It doesn't really do anything else, right? So it's really important to understand this is not where you are safe. This does not keep you safer. This is just something to keep you a little bit extra safe, right? So go ahead and follow these steps. And immediately you want to go revoke all access given to the smart contracts. So you want to go and put your address here and see who has access to your wallet, right? So this is revoke.cash. You can also use the beta version on etherscan.io, right? And you can clearly see any tokens or NFTs or smart contracts that have access to your wallet. So you can actually go and connect your wallet, and you can actually revoke access. Now, pay attention, and mind you that you have to pay a little bit gas fees to revoke access. So if you don't have gas fees, if you don't have enough ETH, make sure you put a little bit in there, but not too much for them to be able to transfer the NFTs over. Okay, so this should also be used on a regular basis. It's not just for when you accidentally sign a malicious message. So revoking access does require you to connect your wallet and to pay a little bit of a gas fee. So just remember that when you're doing this, okay? Right, let's jump into common scams. Okay, so a few common scams are a scam DM, which you can see, there with the fake mutant ape, and you can see a fake URL. You can see OpenSea.fo. Scam emails. You got scam text messages, impersonator scam, support scam, phishing scam, fake giveaways. I've made another video. It's a hour-long video just on Web3 scams. So I urge you to go and check that out after you're done with this video. Um, it's absolutely incredible how many scams there are. It's crazy how these people formulate these as well. So watch out for scam site URLs. Fake MetaMasks, fake OpenSeas, whatever, fake Mentum websites. You see DMs like, hey, I'm one of the giveaway managers, and this is also a scam Twitter DM or whatever it is. So understand the common scams in the space and watch out for them. Never trust anything in the Web3 space, right? I told you that I told you this before. You're only as safe as your education. So educate yourself on common scams. All right, here are a few safety tips. So hide random airdrops in your wallet from unknown sources, even if they are verified. So as long as it's unknown, hide them and do not interact with them. I go like more in depth in my Web3 scam video. You can check that out. Never use your phone to store and manage cryptos. Always use the PC or laptop. SIM swapping is a real thing. So I just want to, really, really tell you again, never ever use phones to store or manage cryptos. If you're always tired to go and log into your portfolios to see, how much crypto you have, or if it went up and down, there's apps you can download on your phone that you can manually insert how much cryptos you have, and every time you buy new cryptos, you can just put that in there and it will keep track of it. This way, you don't have any crypto on your phone, but you can still track your portfolio. So I recommend you looking into that. Use Proton Mail instead of Gmail. So Proton Mail is an encrypted email. I strongly recommend you look into that. Buy and use multiple ledgers. Using multiple ledgers is a no-brainer. Like honestly, it's like using multiple hot wallets, but instead of that, you use it for storage. Yet again, you don't want to have all your assets in one ledger just in case you do ever get compromised. There's people that disagree, people that don't disagree, people are like, hey, the more ledgers you have, the more prone you are, or, the higher the chances for them to get stolen or whatever. Or, I don't agree with that. I, think if one ledger gets compromised by accident, you still have half of your other assets left rather than, having nothing left. So really important to understand. Buy a ledger that you never connect to any sites. So there's a cool feature on the Nano Plus and the Ledger Nano X, which you can literally send NFTs in the Ledger Live app. You don't even need to connect your wallet to OpenSea anymore to send NFTs, right? You can do it from inside the Ledger Live app. That changes the game, right? You don't ever have to connect that wallet with OpenSea. So keep one wallet that you never connect to OpenSea and any other sites, right? Use it as your like long-term storage. Then use another one, for example, if you needed to like do your things like staking, or if you're joining games or whatever you're doing in Web3, like use that ledger for that. Use different hot wallets, all of that for different type of actions. We spoke about that earlier. Never do trades with strangers. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but you'll be surprised with how many people still fall for fake trades. Don't click on any malicious links, right? Never ever get out your seed phrase. People are getting more educated on this, not giving out their seed phrases, but we're we're not far from another bull run. I think like what, 2023, 2024, 2024, 2025, something like that, 2 years from now. New people will start coming again, and they will give out their seed phrases easily because they don't understand it. So share it with everyone. Never to give out the seed phrases. Never share your screen. A lot of scams used to happen roughly about a year ago. People sharing the screens, and then these hackers or scammers, they see the codes that they wanted to see, and they'll be able to drain your wallets, whatever. Quadruple check every URL. It's very, very important to check URLs and to know that you're on the right websites. And quadruple check every message in your wallet. I can't stress you enough how many times you can literally save yourself so much money or trouble by literally quadruple checking every message in your wallet before you sign. Check if the same wallet address is in there that you're interacting with. Check if the contract address is legitimate. Check if it says minting or sending or whatever. Like always quadruple check. Like it saves you so much money, and it's so much better to spend an extra 5, 10, 20 minutes double checking everything, rather than losing 100, 200, 1 million dollars in like minutes or seconds. So it's really important to understand this. So with that, I will thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you guys stay safe. All right.